accurate and timely information when you are working in the workplace?
Ma'am, for me, in my case, like if we work in an organization, accurate and timely information is crucial for effective decision making. They measure the performance of like including decision making organizations and supply chain management, as well as they build trust factor. Then they're very well trained. Information will be precise, and which it causes for which is good for the positive work environment. So as in there, in the one point was given, ma'am, that effective communication can also lead to better decision making. So we always have to respond customer on time, like giving the reviews, how much effort and accurate we are. So for in that case, like accurate information is like we have to provide always provide accurate information to build the repute of the organization.
Okay, very well done. Yes, Nada, my question is from you.
So
What do you
the
think
accurate
about
and
the
time
accurate and timely information when you are working on the workplace?
Yes. So the accurate and timely information is way too crucial as because whenever you are going to do a communication with someone, of course, you have to do it accurately and timely because it can be, you can misguide the other people if you didn't give the accurate information to someone. And if you don't give them on time, so they will lose interest. And for example, in a school organization, the timely information is way too crucial because we have to take care the teacher between the teacher and the management and the teacher and the parents. So between these people, the communication, timely communication and accurate communication is so important because if there is no time communication, there is no time. And if the teacher is maybe, or maybe the management is responding very late to the teachers, so maybe there will be a really there will the what we can say that they cause a lot of problems, and even between the parents and the teacher, if the teacher didn't give the accurate information
Communication
to the
gap. You
parents,
may say
that
that a
Ma'am,
communication
it
gap
will also
creates between
it
them.
will be also having a negative impact as well. The example which
yes,
she
they'll
mentioned.
have a negative impact on the organization as well, that the accurate information is not passed on. So yeah, of course, the accurate and timely information is important,
Very well done.
and it also helps in better decision making
Oh,
between the members.
Okay. Yes, my question is
right.
from Tehseen.
Shit.
What do you think about the accurate and timely information when working in the workplace?
Ma'am, it is very important. Uh, if a person does not have accurate and information on time, he cannot make he cannot take the appropriate actions. For example, if I'm dealing with a client and I don't have the accurate information, so I cannot tell him the accurate information because I don't have it myself, which will ruin the image of the company and myself included.
Okay, Ikra, my question is from you. What do you think about the accurate and timely information when working on the workplace?
Ma'am, it means that if the information is true and it's taken from the sources that are like true and authentic, so the people they have belief and trust, and the timely information it's on time and there's no delay, so that makes the organization and the people much better.
Okay, very good. Yes, Amna, my question is from you. Questions regarding this slide?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Good relationships or effective teams. When we are talking about the good relationships, you have a good relationship with everyone whom you are working with. Whether you are working with the team members, whether you are working with the director of the organization, whether you are working with the HR department, whether you are working with the accounts department or any other department whom you are working within the organization, you have the good relationships with them. Always be polite and be humble while using your words. When you are working in the organization, you are working as an employee. And being an employee, you are loyal to the organization. You have to protect the organization's secrecy, and the team you are working with build a trust with you when you have a good relationship with your team members. A good relationship with all of the people who are working in the organization make you a very good employee, make you a very humble and kind employee in the eye of every person whom you are working with. Your behavior matters a lot when you are working in the organization. Always remember, when we are working as an now I'm going to discuss about you on the good relationship with the team members. When you are working in the organization with your team members, your relationship is good with everyone. Whether you are working with your colleagues, whether you are working with your boss, whether you are working any person in the organization, you have a good relationship with all of them, because the good relationship builds a trust between everyone whom you are working with. If your relationship is not good, you are very harsh to everyone, trust me, no one will able to do work with you if you are so much harsh, so much polite with the people. Always remember, when we are working as an employee, we have to remain calm, we have to remain kind to everyone, because being an employee, maybe we have other job options, but the owner have a lot of options regarding the employees when you are misbehaving with anyone in the organization. So your relationship is very good with everyone. For example, if I am working in any organization as content writer, my relationships are very good with everyone whom I'm working with, because they are the persons to whom you are working. They are the persons who support you when you are in trouble. When any mishap happens in the organization or any problem occurs in your work, they are the person who always supports you. So always try to build the good relationships with everyone when you are working in the organization, because the good relationships always helps everyone, always helps you to solve the conflicts if you have any conflict arising with any person there. The good relationship creates
Excuse
the
me, ma'am.
positive work environment. You have a good vibes when you are working with the people in the
Excuse me.
organization. This helps you to get your job secure, and also helps everyone to be with you when you are in troublesome situation. Do you have any problem in this life?
Right
No,
now,
ma'am.
ma'am, no problem.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you the questions. Okay, my question is from Rosanna. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there too.
Okay. What do you think about the good relationships with the teams or with the effective teams you are working with?
Ma'am, for me, in that good relationship with within our organization's characters, like in terms of elements like the effectiveness, which includes their mutual respect, their open communication, trust, honesty, like better understanding, self-confidence. Then it gives us the positive environment, giving positive, which is like able to complete the task, ready to make decisions. You can share ideas, communicate problems, and like there will be, if you build a good relationship with everyone, then it will solve conflicts and everything.
Okay, very good. Yes, my question is from Tessin. My question is from you. Again, the same question. What do you think about the good relationship with your team members or effective relationship with your team members when you're working in the organization? Why do you think that good relationships are necessary for you while working in the workplace?
Ma'am, to start off, if we don't have good relations, if we need help with some work, then if we don't have any good relations, then we can't ask for anyone's help. But if we do have, we can freely ask for help. Then also, good relations go a long way for if you maintain the good relations over long periods of time, then your job becomes easier with your colleagues, and you can also ask them for help after 1 2 years later. Even they will not, your colleagues will not mind. So good relations are essential for productivity as well, because if there is good relation, then people can get the work done quicker and at a much more higher quality.
Okay, very good. My same question is from you. What do you think about the good relationship with the team members? What is important to have good relationships with your team members and working on the workplace?
Most co-workers who have positive, good relationships with one another are more likely to perform well, um, working together on a project or having teammates respect your respect can motivate you to perform to your best ability, I guess. Um,
Yes, please. Okay, very good. Morale, the motivation of the employee. When you have the good communication, when your communication is very effective, it helps your employee to motivate themselves. If your work is good, your boss praises about your work, that very good, keep it up. I'm happy with your work, go ahead. I'm happy with your work. This is what I want. This is what I need from you. You make my company grow. So these are the words which help the employee to increase its morale, which help the employee to motivate him or her for doing good and better work for the future. For example, if my, say for instance, colleague is Isha, she is working very good. Her communication is very effective, but sometimes she panics. Sometimes she feels demotivated. The reason behind this is that she is a human being. When we are working with the people in the organizations, when we are working with the owner of the organization, when we are working with the director or any other person or chairman in the organization, always be remember that we are employees, we are human beings. Mistakes are the part of life. Whether it is a minor mistake, whether it is a major mistake, mistakes are the part of the life, mistakes are the part of the workplace. No one is perfect in doing the work, whether it's me, whether it's you, or whether the other person, evenly the businessman who is providing services to the people, whether he is the owner of the insurance company, whether he is the owner of the bank, whether he is the owner of any organization, they also made mistakes. But always try to motivate your employee. Sometimes she panic, she feel demotivated. What should I do now? Boss is not happy with my work. When boss assigned the task to you and you are the only person who handle both the things, whether she is social media handler and she also handles the work of the graphic designer, this means the workload frustrates her. And if the boss calls her and said, hello Miss Isha, you are not doing good, what's this, what's the reason behind this, your work is not on time, I'm not happy with your work, what is this? So this means that the person who is loyal to your organization, who works wholeheartedly for your organization, who is dedicated to your organization for doing work, he or she started demotivating. So always try to motivate the employee. When the employee motivates, his or her morale increases, he or she is satisfied with the job, he or she he or she happy to do the work on the workplace. Your Yes, it is true that employees are giving their services and the owner paid the salaries to them because of their services, but it doesn't mean that the person who is working hard for the organization, you ignore the hard work of the person and said no, you are not doing good, I assigned you the task, why you haven't completed it yet, I assigned you this, why haven't you completed this yet? We are employees, we are human beings, we also need motivation, we also need positive and happy environment when we are working in the organization, we also need appreciation, we also need performance appraisals from the owners of the organizations that we are working good, we also need the bonuses while working with the organization. So these are the things that motivates the employee. When you appreciate your employee, when you give the bonus to the employee, when you give the performance appraisals to the employee, when you motivate the employee with these things, your employee will again stand up and again start doing the work with more dedication, with more commitment. Yes, any questions regarding this slide? Yes.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so my question is from Tessin. What do you think about the morale of the employee? How the morale of the employee improved? Why do you think that the employee needs motivation? In other words, what do you think that the employee needs motivation while doing work in the organization? Yes, please.
Ma'am, morale of the employee is a key factor for high output of work because if the employee's morale is low, then naturally he won't feel like doing any work, he won't feel like coming into the office, uh, he will procrastinate his work a lot. But if his morale is high, which can be done through various means, for example, increasing his salary, giving him a raise, increasing his position, giving him leaves, then reducing work hours, etc. Then these are all ways to increase an employee's morale, which will definitely lead to higher productivity from the employee.
Okay, very good. What do you think about the employee morale? Why do you think that the employees also need motivation while working in the workplace?
Ma'am, moral refers to the confidence, positive feelings for a group and organization, which is well-being comes from having a clear purpose, purpose, and which is mostly known for not only for the motivation, how much we are motivated for the organization, which is moral should be high and should be active throughout the organization. Like we have to use using clear and concise, judge with their opinions with ideas, so they can share more decision making in order to achieve targets in the future. Language and choice of words, like we have to use an appropriate language, and if we try to have a good motivation towards that, it would cause it will create a really good positive work environment.
Very well done. Yes, Aliza, same question from you.
Employees' management of workforce, which includes mental and emotional well-being. Um,
Yes, yes,
the
very good.
concept is important to an organization since motivated employees are highly engaged and effective in their operations.
Okay, very well done. Yes, Ikra, same question is from you. What do you think about employees' morale?
Ma'am, it means that the employees they should like motivate each other. As I asked you earlier, and you told me, so they should motivate each other, and that makes them confident towards each other and themselves also. And yes, the management it gets better. And uh, yes, ma'am, this
Okay.
is what I say.
Do you have any questions regarding this slide, everyone?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So moving on to the next slide. This slide is continues. As I told you earlier that the employees morale is very important while working in the organization. Whether you are communicating verbally with your team members, whether you are listening to the boss, everything involves in it. These are the things that are going to motivate you. For example, if I give you today's example, today the team whom I'm working with, called by the boss, called by the owner of the organization, he is very aggressive today. He said that you are not doing well, your performances are not good. What are you doing here? What would you do while sitting in the office? I don't understand what the work are you doing here. Do you have any explanation regarding this? Now, these are the words that demotivates the employee. These are the words that forces the employee to resign from the organization. These are the words that forces the employee to quit the job. Always be polite with your team members. Always be polite with your employees when you are working with, because employees are the persons whom helps you to grow your company, whom helps you to build your strong reputation in the market. So always remember that the motivation, the appreciation words are very precious for the employees while working in the organizations. Any questions regarding this?